At one point, The Masked Singer wasn't just another TV show, it was a cultural fever dream. A collective acid trip we all agreed to take. Picture this: a man in a giant pineapple head belts Don't Stop Believin', while Jenny McCarthy sobs and guesses, completely sincere, that it's Barack Obama.
Barack Obama, maybe?
That wasn't just TV. That was peak entertainment. No irony, no cynicism, no Netflix-style winks, just glorious, unhinged chaos. A unicorn belting Britney Spears? Of course. A lion doing Radiohead? Duh. A poodle rapping Missy Elliott? Obviously. And sometimes it was actually good. T-Pain, the so-called auto-tune punchline, won season 1 in a giant monster suit and reminded everyone the man could sing. Real talent, wrapped in glittery nonsense. Plot twist: The Masked Singer had taste. Once. It was camp but committed, dumb but never lazy, nonsense but our nonsense. Why did we love it? Because it gave us what modern TV fears: pure, unapologetic escapism. No politics, no trauma, no Seacrest, just high-octane absurdity for one beautiful hour. In a world of crime procedurals, reboots, and slick talent shows, The Masked Singer was the neon glitter bomb we didn't know we needed. But here's the tragedy. Glitter spreads, and not in a good way. So what happened? When did chaos stop being fun and start feeling like punishment? Let's rewind. Believe it or not, The Masked Singer wasn't born in Hollywood. Like so many wonderfully chaotic imports, Tetris, Iron Chef, Existential Dread, it came from overseas, specifically South Korea. There, it was called King of Masked Singer. Yes, a name that sounds more like a mid-tier PlayStation boss, but let's roll with it. But here's the twist. The Korean version wasn't a glitter explosion. No giant pickles dancing. No Robin Thicke squinting at clue packages. No Nick Cannon wearing outfits that defy physics. Instead, the stage was stripped down. The focus? Pure vocals. Minimal clues. Maximum mystery. You didn't know if you were watching a K-pop idol, a theater veteran, or a random news anchor with a secretly killer falsetto. It wasn't about spectacle, it was about leveling the playing field. The voice came first. Audiences loved it because it hit something primal, the thrill of the unknown, that delicious, ancient human impulse. Wait, could it really be them? For a moment, even ordinary or forgotten figures could become stars again. Naturally, when Fox brought the format to America in 2019, they took one look and said, cool, but what if we added LED floors, backup dancers dressed as food, and Robin Thicke? Thus, The Masked Singer USA was born. A full-blown sensory overload of fursuits, fireworks, and whatever Nick Cannon thinks is high fashion. The first season, it aired like a collective fever dream. It was like someone fell asleep watching Glee on max volume and woke up to this. But here's what mattered. It worked. Not just respectable ratings worked. We're talking the highest rated unscripted debut on any network in years. Suddenly, Wednesday nights belonged to Glitter Penguins, and Nicole Scherzinger dramatically overguessing every contestant as Beyoncé. Why did it hit so hard? Because in a media world engineered by algorithms, where every beat and twist is pre-tested, The Masked Singer gave us something rare, unpredictable, human chaos. The reveals were shocking, the guessing game was fresh, the absurdity had heart. You wanted to know, could they really convince Seal to wear a leopard unitard? Would a Grammy winner really sing Smash Mouth through a giant bird head? The answer, yes. Yes, they would. It wasn't just who's under the mask, it was how far will they push this glorious nonsense and somehow make it work. But, and here's where we plant the seed, even the brightest glitter starts to dull. And soon, The Masked Singer wasn't evolving, it was inflating. Ready? Let's look at where the cracks began. Decay doesn't announce itself. It doesn't arrive with sirens blaring. It slips in quietly, behind the confetti while everyone's still clapping. And The Masked Singer? It started crumbling long before most of us noticed. Let's start with the panel. In Season 1, the guessing game was part of the charm. Sure, the theories were goofy, but they had some logic. The clues connected. You felt like you were part of the puzzle.
Any final guesses about who's behind this mask?
I said earlier.
But by Season 3, the guesses became pure chaos. Nicole Scherzinger throws out Adele because someone sipped tea. Ken Jeong shouts Albert Einstein after a puppet sings Bootylicious. It stopped being clever. It became noise. And here's the key insight. Audiences can embrace silliness, but only if they believe the game is still fair. Once the clues and guesses felt random, frustration crept in. Not fun frustration, but why am I still watching this frustration? Then came the production creep. Early on, the reveals were the show. The simplicity worked, but soon the producers couldn't resist adding bigger costumes, more celebrity guest judges, behind the scenes montages we didn't ask for.
I've been training for this my entire life.
That means something.
Performed on stage? Check.
Suddenly, you're watching a backstage shot of a flamingo doing yoga or a disco ball meditating. Moments designed to fill time, not spark joy. And finally, the celebrity quality. Season 1 brought heavyweights. T-Pain, Gladys Knight, Donny Osmond. By later seasons, we're unmasking Kermit the Frog, not the voice actor, the literal puppet.
By saying he sounds like Kermit the Frog.
I know, I thought you got me there. Yeah.
At that point, you wonder, do we even need a human inside the costume anymore? Here's the bigger point. These weren't just minor stumbles. They were early signs that the show was inflating, not evolving. More flash, more distraction, but less of the real surprise that reality TV needs to thrive. And when surprise starts slipping away, that's when the chaos stops being fun and starts feeling like a chore. Every show has one. That moment, the point of no return. The instant you realize, deep in your bones, oh, we're never coming back from this. For The Masked Singer, that moment had a name. Rudy. Freaking Giuliani. Let's break this down. We're talking about the former mayor of New York, Trump's unofficial election lawyer, the guy who held a press conference at 4 seasons total landscaping. And now, he was on The Masked Singer, in a Jack-in-the-Box costume, singing Bad to the Bone, on national TV, in front of Robin Thicke and Jenny McCarthy, while Ken Jeong watched deadpan. Just let that image marinate for a second. If that doesn't count as jumping the shark, then the shark is dead, and we're just poking it with a glittery stick. Because here's the thing, this wasn't just a bad casting choice, this was a betrayal. When the mask came off, Ken Jeong didn't clap, didn't play along, he just walked off stage, literally noped out of the production. And honestly, fair. Here's the deeper insight. Audiences can forgive dumb fun. They can even forgive desperate formulaic fun. But what they can't forgive is when the show stops pretending to care. This wasn't about entertainment anymore. This was outrage bait. Controversy for the sake of headlines. When you start booking guests not because they're beloved or iconic, but because they'll stir up drama on Twitter, you're no longer making television. You're manufacturing rage clicks. And the internet knew it. Twitter, Reddit, meme accounts, they weren't laughing or guessing. They were recoiling. Even the snarkiest corners of the web looked up from their phones and said, wait, why is this happening? When your surprise twist makes your own panelist walk out, you're not edgy. You're out of touch. Producers tried to spin it. It's about celebrating all kinds of public figures. Ah, yes, truly inspiring. What's next? The Zodiac Killer on Dancing with the Stars. The Giuliani moment wasn't just a PR disaster. It was the moment the mask, the real mask, came off. The illusion shattered. The illusion that this was still about fun or music or the thrill of wondering, wait, is that Patti LaBelle or just my sleep paralysis demon in a flamingo suit? After Giuliani, there was no going back. No reset button. No amount of glitter could cover up the smell of clout chasing. That was the moment the show crossed from the masked singer to the masked spectacle. And we all knew it. Let's play a game. I'll describe an episode of The Masked Singer, and you tell me which season it's from. A sparkly animal with LED eyes performs a nostalgic pop hit. Ken Jeong guesses Björk. Jenny McCarthy says, I know exactly who this is. Spoiler, she doesn't. The clue package is a chaotic jumble of cereal boxes, roller skates, and a blurry screenshot from Sharknado 3. The reveal? Some B-list actor who once guest starred on NCIS Hawaii. Which season? Trick question. All of them. That's the problem. What once felt fresh, chaotic, and unpredictable now feels formulaic, polished, and, worst of all, pointless. You don't watch The Masked Singer to be surprised anymore. You watch it the way people rewatch Friends, as harmless, comforting background noise wrapped in sequins. The guessing game? It's become performance art. And not the cool kind, the kind where someone smears peanut butter on their face and calls it late-stage capitalism. Audience reactions, clearly filmed months in advance. Performances, buried under layers of auto-tune CGI and pyrotechnics. Costumes, once jaw-dropping camp masterpieces, now look like an AI-generated mashup of rave flyers and Furby nightmares.
So hold tight, oh baby, hold tight.
And let's talk casting. We've entered the, well, technically their famous phase. Remember when the big twist was Gladys Knight? Now it's surprise. It's the guy who voiced the talking dog in that one State Farm ad from 2014. Here's the sharper psychological angle. Audiences crave authentic surprise, that electric, edge of your seat feeling that anything could happen. But here's the twist. Even when we know the magic is gone, we keep watching. Why? Because today's audiences don't just want surprise, they want irony. They want the joy of mocking, memeing, and posting about the absurdity. We're no longer just viewers, we're performers ourselves, performing online as the disillusioned audience. Tweeting sarcastic live reactions, sharing clips just to roast them, turning every predictable reveal into an ironic viral moment. In a way, the show's predictability feeds a whole new form of entertainment, the meta game of laughing at the show instead of with it. And instead of innovating, The Masked Singer doubled down on gimmicks. Battle Royale night, Mega Mask Face-Off, Wildcard Playoff Redemption Extravaganza. It's like watching the Hunger Games, but for washed-up celebrities. Here's the thing, the absurdity itself isn't the issue. We like absurdity. We thrive on absurdity. The problem is the absurdity now feels forced, sanitized. Advertiser-approved sparkle designed to chase hashtags, not genuine moments. You can almost hear the production meeting. Let's make sure we include hashtag Mask Singer Surprise in the lower third. Synergy. What's missing is the soul, the organic, unpredictable weirdness that made people fall in love with the show. Now all that's left is a glossy, hollow loop, a disco llama lip-syncing to a Black Eyed Peas song while Robin Thicke fake laughs. Even the show itself seems to know it's stale. And maybe that's the worst part. Not that it's absurd, but that it's okay with being predictably absurd. So, is The Masked Singer beyond saving? Honestly, probably. But let's pretend. What would it take? Strip it down. Not literally. No one needs more Nick Cannon abs. Cut the overproduction. Stop casting people just because they went viral in 2015. And for the love of Beyonce, let the singers actually sing, without 6 layers of auto-tune and smoke machines. Bring back the mystery, the real surprise, the charm that made us sit up and say, wait, is that who I think it is? Because here's the truth. Absurdity isn't the problem. Lack of heart is. We don't mind chaos. We just want chaos that feels alive. So can it be saved? Maybe, but only if it remembers why we cared in the first place. Until then, we'll be here, watching ironically, tweeting furiously, and waiting for the day they reveal an actual fruit salad under the mask. And hey, if you've made it this far, you clearly love chaos as much as we do. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, sacrifice a glittery unicorn to the algorithm gods, whatever it takes, because next time we might just unmask something even weirder.